Okay, last video of the year. I'm not even using the stand this, I'm just leaning against the thing. Leaning against my display, whatever the fuck I call it. And I'm not wearing a shirt because my video, I'll do what I want. I just wanted to have an end of the year video, like I always do. We're gonna start off by a couple of things. Guy that I went to high school with was a grade behind me. It is officially Christmas Eve right now. He passed away the 20th, and his birthday, he would have been 35 on the 23rd. So he passed away 3 days before his birthday, and he had a wife and a couple of kids. I don't think I talked to him since I graduated, but he did pass away, so there's that. I am going to put a link in the description box. Jeff from Gun Blast, his brother is asking for prayers. Jeff is having some kidney problems. I've talked to Jeff several times. I found his videos very interesting. He's reviewed hundreds of guns, and I've seen pretty much most of them, if not all of them. He's a very, very learned man. His brother said his kidneys are in bad shape. He's going to be on dialysis for the rest of his life. But he will still continue making videos because he needs to get practice, exercise, you know. He's got to stay healthy. And he's the nicest guy in the world, and his brother's asking for our prayers. Now I'm going to start by talking about the good things that happened this year. And I'm going to mention a few bad things that happened this year. Yeah. First and foremost, Friday, when I was going on the corner to work, one of my high school juniors, who I haven't been responsible for in 3 years, hands me a bag, a Christmas bag, and she's like, "Rush me, I want to thank you, blah, blah, blah." "Oh, thank you, sweetheart." I go on the corner, it's pouring fucking rain. The strings to the bag break in the wind. Holding the bag, and I just got there to the spot. The bag starts ripping at this drenched ripping, and a woman pulls over out of nowhere, and her son rolls down the window and gives me a heavy duty supermarket tote bag to put my bag in to protect it. And when I got home, I usually open my gifts Christmas Day, but because this thing was wet and soaked and shit like that, I had to take it out right away. It was a zippered hoodie jacket, very, very high quality. Okay, she didn't get out of a fucking dumpster. She really put effort into it, and I washed that night with the rest of the laundry. Very, very, very nice thing, very nice. But I was more honored by the woman that gave me the fucking bag to put it in. You know, there is humanity in this world, my friends. Okay, there's the hope for the world. One thing I'm extremely happy about is that Larry Nassar is no longer a threat to society. I did a video series on Larry Nassar in 2017. Okay, and the video series was so disturbing. A celebrity, young woman, who I mentioned a few times. Okay, she has a connection. She's not a gymnast, but she has a connection to the gymnastics community through family. And she was very, very upset about the Nassar thing. And I said, I'm going to send you one of my videos about the Larry Nassar case where I explain things so that you can understand them. She was 17 last year. She just turned 18 last month. I literally told her after reviewing the video that I felt uncomfortable sending it to her. So I said, you got two choices. Either A, if you want to listen to it, I'll give it to you when you're 18 if you want. Or ask mom, and if mom tells me it's okay, I'll give it to you now. I'll send you the video now. The Larry Nassar case was so disgusting and disturbing that my analysis, as professional as it was so horrible. that I could not bring myself to share with a minor. Morally share it with a minor, because it was just too disturbing. This person is now an adult. She's now 18. But that's how disturbing the video was. I talked to her mother all the time. And I said to myself, I don't want to give it to her unless her mother tells me to. And the day Larry Nassar was sentenced to the second of 3 sentencings, I ended up yelling at Donnie Moceanu over a rape joke. Moceanu literally posted a rape joke after the fucking thing went down, and I went ballistic yelling at her. And then when I got back to work after lunch, well, after I yelled at her, I reasoned with her. And then I flat out burst out laughing at her. And because I laughed at her, my temper from the sentencing case toned down, and I had to help a woman high on PCP. She was high on PCP. She almost fell backwards on concrete. I had to grab her arm and pull her back up. She almost walked in the street. I had to hold her, restrain her a little bit. She was tuned up crazy. And some off-duty paramedics came in. They were on their lunch break, and they just happened to come upon me, and they helped me with her while I was waiting for on-duty paramedics to bring her to the hospital. So that was something I'm proud of, and I thank Dominique Moceanu for calming me down by her rape joke, because she told her I was at a fever pitch, angry at Larry Nassar. Moceanu told the rape joke. I yelled at her. I calmed down. I reasoned with her, and then I burst out laughing, and my temper calmed down real good. And I needed to have my senses to deal with that woman on PCP. So that was that. Another thing I'm proud of is my Ruger Mini 14. I bought it in March, and it's very accurate, very durable. I'm very proud I bought it. I did a couple of videos with it. One video series I did was the home invasion, weapon, different systems, stuff like that. I intended to do it for a couple of years, and I got that done. I was proud of that. The thing I'm most proud of this year is a couple of saves I made. I saved a little girl's life last month. Yeah, I saved a woman's foot last month. No, 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry. So I saved a kid from being paralyzed last month, young man. So I'm proud of that. Yeah, I'm proud of that. Thing I'm most proud of, I think, is meeting Boone and Colonel McKnight. Boone and I talk almost daily. He is the coolest guy in the whole world. I always miss celebrities. They're either doing shit at private events that I'm not invited to, or they're out of reach for me, or they're doing things when I'm on duty, or in 2013, Moceanu had a lunch with me, and it was canceled on us. So, yeah. I was in Orlando anyway, from a Tuesday to a Tuesday, and Boone had announced via his friend on Instagram that he would be in Orlando at a book signing, and I got to go to that. And I also got to meet Colonel Danny McKnight and get autographed books from both of them. And Colonel McKnight is probably one of the most badass infantry leaders. Ranger, he was a ranger, but he's probably one of the most badass combat leaders since Vietnam. And yeah. And how many guys have never met a Medal of Honor recipient? How many guys have never seen the Medal of Honor in real life? Okay, how many guys started with 4 Medal of Honor recipients and were superior to 3 of them? Him. I don't think I've seen anybody, heard of anybody, definitely never met in real life, but I don't think I've ever heard of anybody since World War II that served with 4 Medal of Honor recipients. It's unheard of. You know, only maybe 1 out of 1 million guys gets the Medal of Honor. 1 out of 1 million at least. So, for you to serve with 4 guys who are literally 1 out of 1 million, okay, and so to meet him and Boone together, that was amazing. Okay, I haven't been around that much badassery since I was in high school. Okay, that was ultimate badass. Okay, that wasn't movie magic, and that wasn't me walking the fucking red carpet. Okay, that was me being 2 gentlemen who are themselves in real life badasses. And Boone even introduced me to his friend Benny Glossip, who was a combat practitioner, jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, okay, hand-to-hand combat. Okay, he himself is a badass, and Boone introduced us. He was hanging out with Boone there. Okay, so that was pretty cool in itself. That was the highlight of my vacation. And that was the highlight of the year. The single best thing that happened this year was I was in the same room with Boone, Colonel McKnight, and as a bonus, I got to meet Boone's friend, who was a hand-to-hand master, hand-to-hand combat master. That was beyond cool. Some disappointments this year. I was disappointed that I am no longer on Twitter. I talked about that earlier. I was stalked. I had a half-dozen people on Twitter who I never even heard of before, who were stalking me, and they were reporting, flagging all of the bullshit, all the stuff I did. If I cursed, if I had an argument with someone, who the fuck knows, but they were basically ghost following me to find shit to complain about. And after seeing my potty mouth, Twitter banned me for life. And Twitter actually thanked the head psychopath for her participation in that incident. And the only reason why I found out about it was because when I was going into my disabled account, the psychopaths had tagged me in their celebratory conversation. Because they figure if I'm gone for life, and they figure I'm not seeing this conversation. But I am. And they also admitted that they were stalking me on YouTube. I don't know if they were reporting me to YouTube because I haven't gotten any negative flash from YouTube, but they were admittingly stalking my YouTube page. And there was a mix of guys and girls, but they were just pathetic people. They weren't like terrorists or street gangs or whatever. They were just like fucking pathetic losers who, if they caught me in real life, I would break them. Okay, and the ringleader was a girl who wasn't even 20. Another disappointment this year was my co-designed rescue tool. I co-designed a rescue tool. I did not participate in the testing phase at all. I trusted them to test everything. And one key piece of the rescue tool was totally defective. Now, thankfully, I had only sold 2 rescue tools, and I was able to issue a refund for them, thank God, for the customers. But it was very embarrassing for me. But it was a lesson learned, and I will design something very soon. Co-design something very soon, rather. Different. But I will participate in the testing phase myself. I got a few new knives from Jesper Vaksnes. I got the CRKT Vas, the CRKT Pilar. Jesper Vaksnes is a knife designer who works for CRKT, Fox Knives, okay? Giant Mouse Knives, very cool guy, talked to him a lot. So that was a bonus. And that was in a good list. What is the biggest disappointment of this year? The biggest disappointment of the year and background noise. The biggest disappointment of the year were a couple of Nassar victims who came out in support of Christine Blasey Ford after she was proven to be committing perjury. Now, today, one of the Nassar victims, I'm not going to mention this person's name, I have respect for them because I have more respect for them than they have for themselves. I was doing Instagram, and they had posted their story. You know, the Leonardo da Vinci Last Supper? Okay. A lot of guys spoof that. They spoof it for Game of Thrones. They spoof it for comic books. They spoof it for a lot of shit where you take the table and 12 people who are in the apostle positions, whatever. It happens, okay? I've seen comic book spoofs, Deadpool spoof. I've seen Boston Red Sox spoof when they won the World Series in 2004. There's a picture of this person testifying against Larry Nassar about abusing them. And they are hysterical crying. And she took that picture of herself and put it at the far right. Background noise, sorry. She took that picture of herself, put it at the far right. And in place of the apostles, she had Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, even though she's an ultra-liberal lunatic now on the Supreme Court, she did a lot of good for women's rights back in the day. Women's suffrage, women were going into the workplace, women were becoming high-profile lawyers, women were becoming judges, so she did a lot of good there. I have to give her credit for it. I do. One of the people in the mural was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yes. Now, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is scientific proof that people in real life are stupider than Beavis and Butthead. This is a person who can barely read. This is the person who, while Venezuela may very well be the second most the second richest country in natural resources in this hemisphere. Okay, beautiful country, oil, wood, water, sun. Okay, crops. Okay, Venezuela is the most enriched country as far as natural resources are concerned. Second to the United States only. And next year, they're going to be resorting to cannibalism. And while they're getting ready to eat each other, literally, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is endorsing communism in this country and holding up Venezuela as an example. And Ocasio-Cortez has a budget plan because you're in Congress, you don't really work in Congress, you just sit around doing nothing all day. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has a budget plan that would allow free healthcare for everyone, free college for everyone, a free house for everyone, and her low estimate is about $1 trillion a year. Okay? So you're putting yourself in a mural of the apostles, and you're putting yourself there with her. And the centerpiece, where Jesus sits, was Christine Blasey Ford. And I wanted to, well, at first I unfollowed her, and then I wanted to go back into it later and like take a picture of it, save it. But when I unfollowed her account is private, so I can't look at it now. So. But think about this a minute. Now, I'm Now, I'm okay with religious jokes, okay? Okay, I'm Christian, okay? Jesus forgave everybody. So I have no problem with religious jokes at all. Okay, none. Period. Okay? I have no problem with spoofing the Last Supper. Period. It's funny to me. But for you to take someone who has already been proven to commit perjury, who psychologically abused two little girls, and put that person in the place of Jesus. And keep in mind, this is Christmas time. So you're like, okay, I want to commit blasphemy. I want to look like an idiot. I mean, seriously. It's like if someone took a picture of me when I saved someone's life, and I wish they would have, but if someone took a picture of me when I saved someone's life, and I personally take that picture and I put it in a mural of the Last Supper, and at the Last Supper, we have Mel Gibson, James Brown, Lindsay Lohan, Charlie Sheen, and in the middle where Jesus sits, we have Ted Kennedy. Okay? How do you act that depraved towards yourself? Think about that for a minute. You're putting yourself, a picture of you testifying against the guy that abused you sexually. And you're putting that picture in a mural with a communist and basically a perjurer. Okay? Do you have any respect for yourself? Okay? And then the main thing that was disappointing this year was Rachel Denhollander. Back in January, okay, Rachel Denhollander, she could have, Rachel Denhollander in January could have literally walked to a puddle and said, Vinny, I don't want to get my feet wet, lay down. And I would have laid down and let her stop me, okay? Rachel Denhollander, in the beginning of the year, was one of the most amazing people I ever saw in my entire life, okay? She gave probably the greatest victim impact statement ever. I watched it live. She was legitimately abused. She literally spent half her life, more than half her life, trying to bring the abuser to legitimate justice, which involved court, police, justice according to the 6th Amendment to our Constitution. Okay? She gathered many witnesses and fellow victims to end the most abusive crime spree, sexually abusive crime spree in the history of the planet Earth. No sexual deviant in the history of the planet Earth was worse than Larry Nassar, with the exception of serial killers. Okay? Talking about sexually abusing people but letting them live. Larry Nassar is the absolute worst in human history, period. And to spend half your life trying to bring him to legitimate justice is a very commendable thing. It is, absolutely. I can't deny that. And then to, on your own initiative, accept a Courage Award and to allow someone who committed perjury, slander, libel, defamation of character, okay, politically motivated hit job, lynch mob, okay, for you to allow yourself to be aligned with that person and for you to allow that person to say that you inspired them. That is depraving to yourself. It's not depraving to me, it's depraving to yourself. Okay? It's just like a Medal of Honor recipient and you see Bo Bergdahl say that this Medal of Honor recipient inspired him. Or if Bo Bergdahl gave the Medal of Honor to that person. Or Bradley Manning. Okay? Or if Jane Fonda compared herself to you and you said that's cool, or if you were an emergency room doctor and you saved 20 lives in a 2-week period between heart attacks, car accidents, drug overdoses. Okay, you were an emergency room doctor, saved 20 lives over the course of 2 weeks, and you get an award, and the award is presented by Kermit Gosnell. I mean, you allow yourself to be degraded like that. One massive victim puts herself in a mural where Christine Blasey Ford is in the place of Christ himself. One NASA victim, the lead NASA victim, accepts an award from a person who's a perjurer and a liar and a defamer. Okay. And that hurt me. It hurt me a lot. Because I try to give examples in real life, okay? I try to show examples. If I can't show an example that I left for you, I will show an example that someone else left for you. Okay? Like I'll say, this guy did this and it was cool. Or this girl did this and it was cool. Okay? Okay? I use examples of real life people all the time. Good or bad. I say, according to this situation, this guy did this. Okay? And I draw inspiration from a lot of that shit. I do. Because it's examples that I can illustrate in my videos, and it's things I can look to in real life, and I can say, well, you know, that person did it, I can do it. Or if that person did it, you can do it. And then to hold someone up with such esteem for a legitimate reason, and then to see that person who legitimately did a great thing, for that person to degrade themselves, it hurts. Hopefully 2019 will be better. Yeah, let's hope 2019 is better. I hope it is. But above all, it was a good year. Every year has ups and downs. You're going to get that no matter what. So, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'll probably see you guys again first week of the new year maybe. And that's that. Thank you.